Hi everyone, welcome to my first ever Sims video and my first video I think that I've made in about 15 years, maybe longer. So yeah, welcome. This isn't a channel, this is just something I wanted to share that I thought could be helpful. There was a very small handful of people asking questions and I figured why not? So yeah, we're going to learn how to stitch a foundation to a regular wall that's placed on the ground, as you can see here. We're going to start off. Everybody take a deep breath because we're going to do this. There we go. So I followed initially Kate Emerald's tutorial on how to do this and it was really helpful. However, there was a patch some time ago which means that it no longer works as it should. So I'm going to show you how I adapted her tutorial to make this work for me. So you're going to start off by building your room that's going to be on the ground, and then you're going to remove one of the walls because we only need 3 for this. And then you're going to remove the wall that's going to connect with the foundation. So just pop a spare wall for each one that you've removed there and there. And then where Kate's tutorial then has you... Oh, we're also going to delete the floor and consequently the ceiling. So obviously you can't add a roof here. So Kate's tutorial helpfully gets you to place a roof by cheating using, I say cheating, using this handy way of placing a roof like this. And then what you're going to do is draw the bit that you want your foundation to be on. But it's not going to be right next to it just yet. We're going to move it across. Get it to the height that you want it to be. It's really important that you get the foundation height right, because if you don't get it right at this point and you try to adjust it once these 2 pieces have been attached, it's going to screw the whole game up. It's really going to ruin everything. So make sure you get it to the height that you want it. And then what Kate's tutorial had you do was move it across toward, so it's 1 tile away, and this is where the patch has come in because it's going to delete the roof. And unfortunately, even if you turn on like deletion protection, it's not going to save you, I'm afraid. It's still going to disappear. So just make sure that's gone. It's gone. So unfortunately the roof's going to go away, but not to worry, my friends. So we still want this here and we still want this here. So we're going to start moving the walls back in. Hard part's over, right? It's connected. So fortunately we've still got a couple more things we need to do. So I'm popping that in there. It can be quite helpful before you start putting roofs on, because once you start putting the roofs on, things are going to get a little bit wacky. So, and even actually once you've joined the walls, things are going to get wacky. You're going to find now that you can't place rooms in some areas. So it's a good idea to like start now with deciding like where you want your rooms to go. That's another thing. You might find that this won't work, but for some reason this will. So start deciding where you want to put those rooms now, or even before you've started connecting those walls. And I'm going to put a staircase in here. Great. So to go back, we're going to put a roof. We're going to put a roof here. It's the wrong way for my gable. And it's coming this way. So you're going to pull it across as far as you can. So it goes this far. And then instead of using the roof extending tool, you're going to extend the eaves instead, which is this pointy stemless arrow. So if we pull on that, it's going to extend both ends of the roof. But hold down Shift and it will just extend one end of the roof. This is something that I also learned from another Kate Emerald video. So yeah. She is the boss, she is the queen. And then you're going to have unfortunately, the problems don't end here, so this is another issue which you're going to run into now. So it took me a while to work this one out, but it's a similar kind of solution. You can't place roofs on the top of your foundation area because you're going to get this message. And unfortunately, even if you are going to create the roof in another area, so I'm going, it needs to be this big, 5 squares, so even if I want to move it over the top, it's not going to work. So what you'll need to do here is find a segment that it does work. So in my case, it works at the very end because it's away from this. And then you're going to need to drag it as far as it will go. Make sure also that you get your roof style the way that you want it to, because otherwise it's going to be a pain changing all of your roofs afterwards. So got 2 squares that it works there, we've got 2 squares that it works here for some bizarre reason, and 2 squares on the end, but I can't have this gable end overlapping, so I'm going to move it backwards. There you go. So kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We're going to do the same thing again and just extend the roof so that it joins up, and it's done. So if you want to join pieces together where it's the same width, so if my foundation was the same width as it's always going to have to be at least 1 square wider, otherwise you're going to run into some issues. It's not going to look right, and also you're going to have some real difficulties with the roofs, unfortunately. So there are some restrictions to using this method. It's not always going to work for you, and for example, even if I remove this, you're going to have problems like this on a gable end. You'd probably have more success with something like a hipped roof, I think. I haven't tried it out, but that might help you. But it's always going to have to be slightly, one side is always going to have to be slightly larger than the other in order for this to work. And then we're just going to get rid of this bad boy because we don't need that. I have no need for an outhouse. It's all done. And this is completely weatherproof. I have tested it. And it's been done through all the seasons, all the wind, rain, hail, snow. Hail? Do we have that? It's all good. It's all weather safe. And that was how I created my cottage and how I stitched the walls together. So yeah, I hope you guys found that useful, and drop me a comment if you've got a better way of doing things, because I'm always so happy to learn from other people, and yeah, and just share the knowledge, which is why I made this. Yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you have a great day.